All right, we are here with the man, the myth, the legend himself, the undisputed record holder of individual immunity challenges, the beard, the beast, the absolute joy of a human being. Here, here, Zachy.
Not the beast.
The beast. That wasn't a read. That was a compliment.
I know.
I was gonna say, would you just let me give you praise? Damn it! I'm not allowed to talk to anyone anymore. Any result.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
I was gonna say, I take pride in my ability to introduce someone. Just let me have the moment.
hmm
All right.
Great
So
introduction.
sorry.
I said, no, it was a great introduction.
Thought so. All right. So Zachy, it is so wild to see you here in this position uh in round 5. Not the position you're thinking of, you nasty bitch, but walk me through it. What happened? What do you think happened? Why do you think you're sitting here?
um, a lot.
Okay.
I, I genuinely think that there were a lot of factors that went into it. I think that I kind of touched on it earlier before we started recording that I think things just had to line up exactly right for me to be able to go home this round. But I will say it's not just like up to fate that things just happen this way. Like, I also played a factor into myself going home. I think that something that I carried over from my season was I can stick around and fight if I am in survive mode 100% of the time. I think I carried that over into this game and constantly going to tribal council. I got into that mindset. And so when I got onto a tribe with people who haven't had to go to tribal council yet, whereas I got into a tribe with two people who haven't gone, and I have pretty much every single round so far, it might have been a little bit overwhelming for them with how much I hit the ground running immediately when it came to giving them information, talking game with them, and figuring out something with them. I think it might have just took them a little bit by storm.
Okay. So is that your leading theory as to why the name tonight wound up being you?
I think, yeah, I would say so. I don't want to be like conceited or anything and say that my reputation preceded me and everything because I genuinely don't know. That's something that people haven't really brought up, and I don't know if people actually took into uh, account my physical game when it came to trying to take me out before jury or individual immunities were a thing. Which I don't even know if I was gonna perform as well as last time, but regardless, I don't think a lot of people took that into account. I think it was more the factor that I said before.
Got it. I was like, well, no law says it can't be only one reason why, your name popped up. But I was, me personally, and this just speaks to just I was I was very surprised when your name seemed to start revealing itself, and I was like, huh. Anyway, that's teetering on things I probably shouldn't say, so I'm gonna shut up. So the question is, how are you feeling now that it's been about a good 8 hours? How you feeling?
I also uh, put a pin in that question real quick. I
Okay,
apologize.
you're fine.
I think another factor that also played into it, and I put this in my goodbye message because I wanted it to be out in the open. I'm tired of people just writing on the like reading in between the lines. I need it to be on the lines that there are a lot of pregame relationships in this game. A lot. And I think that I was just one of the people that were unfortunate enough to not have those connections that a lot of the other people have.
Yeah.
And I think that played a lot into it as well. I don't want to just sit here and be like, oh, poor pitiful me, I didn't know people going in. But if it played a part into why I went home, then it played a part into why I went home, you know? Like, call a spade a spade.
Yep.
Um, I think that was probably one of the connections that Jordan was able to make with Esteban or with Missy. I don't think that Esteban or Missy would be able to flip as easily if they didn't know one of the two of Quinn or Jordan beforehand.
Got it.
Um, yeah.
Okay. Well, as a self-described, I think last year I played in 3 orgs, and the last time I played 3 orgs in the same year was probably like 2012. So I get it, just because I don't play in a lot of games, and when you wind up in a game and it seems like, wow, everyone seems to know 3/4 of the cast, or unless I'm misreading this, I'm probably in trouble. So I get it. It also was just the irony was not lost on us how the person who had the strongest individual record in Triumph history just managed to keep being on the tribe that could not win immunity, except for like you went from being like the pride and joy of the Vitape music video challenge, like the starring role in that music video, to going to tribal council every single round. And I think it was right before we started recording. It's like there are people in the game who still haven't been to tribal council, and tonight was your fourth. So you really can't put so much weight on your placement just because sometimes you sit out of a challenge and your tribe wins immunity and you last around longer than someone else who might be a better strategist than you or might be a better physical player than you. So placement is just a number. So
I would. I agree. I was just hoping so badly I'd be able to defy those dumbass odds because I did it in my other season of constantly having to go to tribal council over and over and over and over and over again. I was I once I started noticing that pattern, I got it in the back of my head like, oh, this is gonna be my story again. This is gonna be cool in the end when I make it. Nope.
so here's my next question. If
Yeah.
Itachi wins the next immunity challenge, are you absolutely going to lose your mind? Because I think I might. I think I might.
I will be pissed. I'm not gonna lie. So when I was typing up my goodbye message, I edited some parts out, and one of those things was I'm rooting for your guys' downfall.
But you took that out because you a lady and you classy.
Exactly. So this will just be said in a recording that they'll see after the season, not during.
There you go. So, from what I'm gathering, we're not particularly rooting for the Vitape tribe.
Correct. but
Do you,
but at the
was
same
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
but at the same time, I'm afraid if they go to tribal council, then Peyton or Divvy are going to be the ones voted out. And Divvy plays weird. That I so I wouldn't be like I love Divvy, but the way that they just acted aloof the entire time really made me mad. But so getting back to what I was saying, I don't want to get distracted. I love you, Divvy. Personally, awesome, lovely. Um, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. I think that
Divvy.
do what?
You were talking about Divvy.
Oh yes.
And
So
if Pape were to lose another challenge, you're worried about Peyton or Divvy.
going home, yeah, because I I really one of the more emotional sides to my game was going to be forming a really strong connection with Peyton and being able to ride that out as long as I could.
Right.
I just, for whatever reason, there's a part of me that really regretted not working with him in my season. And I wanted to change that and do whatever I could to change that, regardless of if I was on a tribe with him before merge. But I think I got lucky, one of the only times that I got lucky in the season. But with being put on a tribe with Peyton.
Okay. So that was actually my next question was you went out in a 4-3 vote. You were one vote away from staying. And I was going to ask if you had any speculation on who the votes to keep you were, but it sounds like we've already locked in on who those people may have been.
I could just be absolutely bamboozled and I'm out of my mind, but I'm 95% sure that Quinn and Jordan voted me out and Peyton and Divvy kept me.
Okay. Now, what makes you think that?
I watched the tribal council over again
Uh,
and Peyton just seemed like, oh my God.
yeah.
So if it's a 4-3 vote and two people are left in the minority, I
Mhm.
people will tell who's voted out. And so I don't see why people would or Peyton would put on an act to
Mhm.
act like he didn't know that I was getting blindsided, or act like there wasn't a blindside or he didn't know that there was a blindside. Words. Um, so I think that he was genuinely shocked.
Okay. I was honestly waiting for you to be like, oh no, I talked to them after I got voted out so I could look at you and go, sir.
Well,
But
I mean, Peyton and I have a Snapchat streak, and he did send me a sad face.
uh-huh. I
That's
was
it.
gonna say. I was like, someone confirmed something to this man. I was gonna say I won for a reason. Anyway,
No
so
one confirmed anything, I promise.
I'm just teasing. So, I think it was before we started recording. You weren't at tribal council because sadly you were at work. But going into the tribal council, you did not think that you had much to worry about. Who did you think were the people that were on the chopping block? Obviously, you voted for Esteban, so I imagine you thought there was enough weight there for him to go. But was there any speculation on who he and anyone he might have been working with were targeting?
I so going into this vote and just going into this round in general, I knew that I wasn't going to be around because I was scheduled to close like the store work until 11:30 Eastern at night. I haven't done that in like a month and a half. It is of course it happened
It was
tonight.
the perfect storm of just the universe needs Zachy out of this game for whatever dumbass reason.
It's the perfect storm. Like exactly wonderfully worded. I think that I knew that I was going to be busy this round. And so I don't want to send people haphazard replies. I don't want to send people uh, just a plan that I half cook up or want to direct something if I'm not going to be there. So whatever name that the popular vote was going to land on,
Yeah.
albeit if it wasn't Peyton, I wasn't going to vote Peyton, but anyone else, if the popular vote was going to land on them, I was going to vote them out,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who it was. And it seemed like to me that the popular vote was Esteban.
Mm-hmm.
And once I heard that, then I started talking to people about it. I think part of my problem may have also been that I could have possibly jumped on that too quickly
Mm-hmm.
and then talked to people about it. There's like this whole situation with Divi and Esteban, which I think Divi has this way of dramatizing um, conversations. And I think when you mix a person like that with a person like Jordan, who will take anything and dive with it, right, will sprint a fucking marathon with it. I think putting those two people together is ideal for chaotic mess for someone who's not there to get everything and get everything in line as much as they could. So, to answer your question, why did I vote Esteban?
No, the question was who was going to be who did you think was going to be getting votes from Esteban and anyone else that was working with Esteban was the question.
Oh, who do I think wouldn't have voted Esteban? I'm sorry.
No. So you were voting Esteban and you thought the votes for Esteban to go were there. I was
Yes.
curious, you weren't expecting to catch any votes yourself. Who did you think Esteban was voting for, if not anyone else that Esteban might have been working with? Where were the other votes going to fall from your perspective going into tribal council since you didn't see it coming?
I thought Esteban was going to vote Divi.
Got
And
it.
I thought that Missy was also going to vote Divi with Esteban.
Got it.
However, Missy didn't talk to me. So
Done.
I
So
don't know for sure.
so I'm trying to think. So how are we feeling towards the individuals who did vote for you? For the people who might not be at this point, people are going to see these at the end of the season. They might not have access to your goodbye message. So, how are you feeling towards the people who voted against you or voted you out?
I, on a personal level, I'll just like start off by saying they're all cool people. I don't hold anything against them personally. I think on a game level, it was really fucking stupid.
Why? Tell us why.
I'm usually the type of player that's like, okay, I got voted out for a reason, and it's gonna be smart for somebody.
Yeah.
You know, it's obviously good for somebody that I went home. It's only a matter of finding out who it was once the winner of the season gets revealed.
Yeah.
I think that fucking remind me the question. I'm so sorry.
You're totally, totally fine. Do we have any feelings or what are our feelings towards the individuals who voted you out?
I don't hold anything against people personally. They're all cool people. Game wise, I think it was really dumb of Quinn and Jordan to show how dirty that they can get this early in the game.
Yeah. Okay.
I think people are going to jump on that and realize that Jordan and Quinn aren't going to go completely with the popular kids,
Mhm.
albeit Courtney um, and Courtney's people.
Yeah. May I ask, so usually, not that it was a mistake to do so, but I've been trying to keep up with one-on-one chats and it's impossible with so many of them. That being said, in my best efforts, I never stumbled across why you didn't make more of an attempt to work with Missy and Esteban this round. Because you mentioned not having a lot of pre-existing relationships like a lot of other players potentially have. I'm just curious why you had a relationship and you voted with Esteban and Missy. So what was the inspiration behind voting for one of the only people you already had an existing relationship with that had been tested at tribal councils where you had proven, okay, I said I was going to vote for this person. They said they were going to vote for the same person. We did the same thing. So where did that relationship go, and why didn't we try and work two of them?
So I did actually.
Okay.
As soon as the tribe swap happened and that I saw them, I created the 3-person chat with me, Esteban, and Missy.
Okay.
Um, it's just that Missy, after that chat was created, Missy never responded to me personally. She
Oh.
responded 2 or 3 times in that chat, and I
Mhm.
talked to Esteban fairly regularly about the
Mhm.
whole situation with Divya and everything because I wanted to hear what his side of it was.
Yeah.
And they were Esteban and I were regularly chatting in that chat. Missy
Oh,
was just nowhere to be found. So
okay.
there was effort by me to
Okay.
relationship
Sorry.
in this round.
I will wholeheartedly admit I phrased that terribly, so I do apologize.
Okay.
Uh, no, no. So I guess for me, when and how did, like, even if Missy was the one that wasn't responding to you, how did Esteban become the hot ticket for you voting for him? I guess is the better way to phrase the question.
Because if the vote just wasn't Peyton,
Yeah,
then I was gonna jump on it, regardless of who it was.
got it. Okay, that's totally fair. Yeah, I just remember at one point I was like, why is Zachy voting for Esteban? So half of this is me trying to fill in the gaps, just because again there are so many one-on-one conversations, and there's so many one-on-one chats, and there's so many one-on-one conversations, and I feel on average the short ones are half an hour long. So there's a lot of information to try and get caught up on. So, but
Right.
yeah, I did phrase that question unfortunately at first. So I do apologize.
You're fine.
Let's see. So I'm also curious. You went to 4 consecutive tribal councils. So I don't think if mathematically it's going to be possible for anyone to be able to say that. Actually, let me not say that because I could be wrong, and I probably shouldn't say that to begin with. That being said, you went to 4 consecutive tribal councils. Out of all of those, does something stand out as far as the most stressful or the most worried you were before any tribal council that you went to?
I don't think I was worried for any of them.
Okay. So you weren't worried. There was never any stress. There was never any, ooh, maybe I'm making the wrong call. You just kind of, it was just another day. It was another day at the races for Zachy.
It was there was a vote thrown out, and I went with it pretty much all the time. Every time that I went to tribal,
Okay.
um, I in the pre-merge when I try to direct things or make my opinion known on what the vote is want to do, what I want to do, is when I think I get myself in trouble sometimes.
Okay.
It is a lot better for me, I've noticed, to be more centric about my opinions
Mm-hmm.
and ride under the radar.
Got it.
It does me better in the end.
Okay.
Oh, or so I thought.
I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like that's very, very valid. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone from any of the tribal councils that you went to, or any of the tribe formations that you're on, that you really were like, man, I could have worked with that person more? Or been on a tribe with them after one of the other swaps, or someone that you might have voted out that you were like, oh, it would have been cool had we possibly figured out a way to find common ground.
No, but what I will say is so this kind of goes into I don't think you know this. And maybe Courtney was lying to me, but Courtney told me that she has an idol. And right. And going into the tribe that I was on, with the 4-person tribe with me, Courtney, Sam, and Peyton. Um, Courtney told me that she had an idol. She was gonna use it if we go to tribal council. Whoever make the vote tie, whatever. I was so hoping for that to happen because that would have been so amazing. And I will say, I would have tried really hard to get my opinion heard there to get
Yeah.
Sam sent home.
Okay.
Um,
You said you would have tried hard to get Sam sent home?
yes,
Tell me why.
he's, I feel, the most connected of the pregame people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's extremely connected. Um, but then I say that, but then there was that whole rivalry situation between Sam and Divvy that I heard oh so much about, to where I think if the others were smart, they would use that against Sam. So maybe he's not in a great position as I thought he was at the moment, but I know. I really wish I could hear why exactly my name was brought up, because that's what fucking sucks, to not only a blind side, but
But also to not know why.
yeah, a 4-3 vote. Are you kidding me? Like that close?
You
At
almost want
the-
it.
Ugh.
You almost want it to be. You almost want it to be like a 1-6, just because like clearly I did something very glaringly wrong. But when it's one vote, you're just like, well, shit. It was the one person I could have swayed. I get it. Um. All right. So my next question is up to three. Please give us three favorite moments of your time in the game, if you can.
Okay. 3 favorite moments of my time in the game.
Barring the obvious of getting to do live confessionals with me, like we don't have to throw.
So one that comes to mind is just my general conversations with Jake.
Yeah.
I sincerely enjoyed getting back together with him. I so I say I've one of my running motifs in this game was that there were people that I never played with other than the people that I ever played in my season. Kind of a lie. Uh, I've
How
played
dare you?
I've played with Jake. Jake is the only exception to that. I've played with Jake before. We didn't really connect on the season that we played. We were both voted out pre-jury.
Okay.
I was on one tribe, he was on the other. We were in like a redemption thing and we both lost. Like there was a huge thing there. But
Yeah.
here I just, for whatever reason, the time is right for us to get to know each other and just have fun.
Yeah.
I felt like talking with Jake is the only time that I really had fun
Hmm.
talking to people, and I kind of miss that.
Okay. So
Um,
talking with Jake is one. What about two and three?
Another one that comes to mind is how fucking awesome I looked in the music video.
I'm not gonna laugh at that. I'm not gonna disagree with that because it was true. You served so much. You served so many, not only plates, you served trays. You served troughs. You served buffet lines. You served so much in that damn music video, and it was such a treat to watch. And you were absolutely, what was it? Kat and Jake, Kat, they're both gonna absolutely hate me for saying it. You were the MVP of the tribe, 120%, 120%. Like
Thank
your opening in that mirror was just like, oh my god, there go my loins. So kudos to you, sir.
thank you.
That was two. I'm sorry to keep it rolling, only because we're at the 30-minute mark, and I'm just like, I still have like three more questions, and production's gonna be like, Alex, why are these interviews so goddamn long? Please continue.
Well, it's an interview with me. We know it's gonna be long.
It is going to be long. You actually started, you were the very first live confessional I did in season 5. And it was 52 minutes long. And when I tell you, I can't remember who it was. Yes, I can, but they'll stab me if I say their name. Someone was like, I'm not watching a 52-minute confessional. Go to hell. And yeah.
My God. It was all.
I'm not saying names. That being said, look, from one best confessional winner to another, sometimes you're just worth 52 minutes. Anyway, so music video, talking to Jake. What's number 3?
Number 3. I'm trying really. I'm trying to think of a specific moment because I was very general with the Jake thing. Um. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm trying really hard. Maybe seeing everyone's faces for the cast reveal call and starting the game and just seeing everyone lined up and being like, hell yeah, we're all stars. This is cool. This is like, damn, this is really intense.
I was excited. That was definitely a moment for sure. Well, thank you for that. I loved all 3 of the ones that you mentioned, just because I think you're fantastic. Jake is a joy. What was it? The night one call was iconic, and yeah, there's no better way to describe you in that damn music video other than perfection. So I'm here for it. So a couple more questions I got for you. Um, in the entire cast, who are we rooting for?
The 2 people that I would be rooting for the most would be Jake and Peyton.
Okay, good to know. Appreciate
Oh,
that.
these are 2 winners.
Isn't that wild?
Oh my God, I got really close with Courtney too. Why am I? Oh,
They won their seasons for a reason. That's all I can say.
I guess. Damn.
Right? I'm trying to think. We already got that one. All right. Any what was it? Anything constructive that you feel production could keep in mind for future seasons? Um, what was it? If you feel better answering that one off camera, that's totally fine as well.
I would feel better answering that off camera.
Fair enough. Let's see. That one
I will
down.
say Triumph runs a very good game, and I think I've mentioned it to Megan. I would love to join y'all in production in the future once I'm like not in a chaotic player headspace.
I mean, that would definitely be helpful and something I would put on your resume. That being said,
I love Triumph. Triumph is a great game.
it's a fantastic game, and we appreciate that you feel that way, and I agree.
I mean,
Um,
y'all know how much love I have towards Triumph.
what?
Y'all know how much love I have towards Triumph.
And it's a two-way street, my love. You know this. Um, what was it? Last question I got, or last specific question I have is: any regrets about your time in the game?
I regret not being able to prove people wrong. I don't think that I was able to prove people wrong, and just the general, and maybe this could be just something that I'm making up in my mind, but I feel like there's this expectation, this general expectation with people that know me that I'm not gonna do well in orgs
Yeah.
and when I play. And I feel like every time that I lose, every time that I get voted out pre-jury, I feel like it's just a yet another opportunity lost for me to show others that I I could be one of the people that people are revered for their gameplay, like Courtney and like Jordan. Like I want so badly for people to fear me when they see me on a cast.
Yeah.
I just I've been in this org community for 5-6 years now, and I mean, maybe I'm just not cut out to be that kind of person. Maybe I'm not a person for people to be feared. How can people fear me when I'm so lovable?
That's certainly a valid question. That also being said, not to put you on the couch and not to, be a poor man's RuPaul. You can't spend time focusing or worrying about comparing yourself to other people. It doesn't serve anything and it doesn't help you feel better about situations like this. And even Courtney gets voted out pre-jury sometimes. It's just the way things are. And you truly, truly are, uh not to warm up the balloon for the hot air journey, but that being said, you had nothing to prove because you've already proven you are a Triumph badass. You truly, truly are. Like, I played in a game with Brian freaking Spencer and he won 4 individual immunities. So I said, that's going to be a record that is held forever. And maybe someone might match it, but it is never going to be surpassed because I don't know why I thought that. That being said, you came in a season later and basically said, excuse me, hold my beer, hold my purse. I got this. So there was absolutely nothing for you to prove to a damn soul. You, sir, are a badass. You, sir, are phenomenal. You, sir, are an all-star. And nothing anybody says can take that away from you. You are a joy. You are a delight. You are absolutely, again, what was it? Best confessional to best confessional. You are an absolute joy. So hold your head high. Do not give it a second thought. And any naysayers that might say X, Y, or Z, I'm a firm believer in if you have something constructive to say about me, the way I play my game, or anything in between, you can absolutely tell the back of my head because that is the time I'm giving you. And if I can impress anything upon you, even though this is so much longer of an exit interview than I ever intended, I want you to know that you are amazing. I want you to own that you're amazing. I want you to embrace that you're amazing. You are loved. You are cherished. You are fabulous.
Thank you. That's so many kind words.
I was going to say, I like to talk, and also I'm a speaker of truth. That being said, we are almost at the 38-minute mark. So as much as I would have loved, as much as I know you would have loved to break your confessional record for time and duration, we are going to bring it to a close. Zachy, any final thoughts on your time in the game?
Thank you for production for just running a great game. Sorry I couldn't stick around for longer. Maybe add some more wins under my belt, make that record a little bit higher. But I appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity. And hopefully down the line there can be like once I'm in a better headspace and I become the person that I know that I can be. Uh, like a blood versus water season, or I mean, I know I'm cut out for a legend season. Maybe down the line, if there's another opportunity, I'd love to play, but only when I'm in a better headspace.
I think that sounds not only fair, I think that sounds practical. I think that sounds right for Zachy, which should the day and opportunity come for you to play again, I will be there with bated breath and excited to watch. Zachy, you are such a joy. You are such a treasure. Thank you so much for being a part of this season. And yeah, thank you for taking time to have this interview with me. Loved it.
Thank you. Um, I would just like to